Hello everyone, today I want to show you guys how to use your Ubuntu server to host websites. For this tutorial we'll be using the Onion service because it's probably the most easiest and also pretty anonymous and secure if you know what you're doing. The reason is I'm using it is also because you don't have to register domains, because the Tor network will give you a domain. So let's get into it then. So once we have if you watched the previous video about how to set it up, you can go and check it. But for now, we'll just continue to just do the rest of the stuff about the server. So once we launch it, let's just give it a few seconds. It will open up. And normally you'll be running this server on a computer, separate computer, not on a computer like here I have. It just makes absolutely no sense to do so. So to fix it, there are a few things that I definitely need to explain. Number one is, if I, let's say, did this, right, and I go down, there's absolutely no way for me to go up. The default terminal, for some strange reason of Ubuntu, is just bad, or I just don't know how to scroll up, nor in a good way, and let's say in a convenient way. Sorry. So to deal with all of this, we'll be installing something called tmux. And just to be sure that we have an IP address, we do have an IP address. And if we try to ping Google, we see that it actually works. So that means our internet works. So we will have to install a separate terminal that helps us in at least managing stuff if we are using the terminal directly from the PC. But we'll get to the next part as well, which is that you can access your computer, your server, through another terminal through the secure shell, which is about this OpenSSH, which we installed in the previous video. We'll get into that too as well. So for now, what we want to do is we want to, first of all, let's just log in as root. We'll install tmux. So now that it's installed, all you have to just do is tmux. There you go. Now with tmux, I'm going to show you how you get. So if you do this, right, actually just do it like this. So if you do it like this, like this, you might be wondering, I can't go up as well. That's true. But there's a technique you can do this to go up and down. I mean, like scroll up and down. So what you need to do in tmux is first, you have to, so you have to like press Control and B. That's first, and don't hold it. Okay, just press once, Control B, and then you want to press the square bracket next to the letter P. And as you can see on the top right, exactly right there. I mean, I guess you can't see it with the mouse, but you see that there is a thing that says that 0 out of 36. Now you can go up and down. Now you might be like, this is kind of good, but not the best. That's true. But here's the kicker. The kicker is when you use the button, the page up and page down button. Look at that. That's so fast, actually. And when you're done, of course, when you're trying to press something, you can actually do anything. But you can use, for example, the line. Let's say I want to go to the TMP. It's already there. It's in that specific line. But anyway, that's just more advanced stuff. It's not important here. Most important is that you can go up and down with the page, because that's all that matters for us. And once you're done, you just have to press Q to get back. So Control B, the square bracket, you can go up and down, press Q, and you're back here. That's it. So now that we've covered at least a bit of tmux, you can go and check out more tutorials about tmux on your own, or on your own time. What matters now is we need to install at least a few things, a few variables, to at least be able to host our server. So the first thing that we need to install to host our server on the local host, let's not talk about the Tor, is you can use whatever framework you want to use, or platform. You can use Nginx if you want, or Apache. Apache is actually quite easy, and that's what we'll be using here. So if I were to do the we just install it in Apache. Even if it's installed there, I'll just install it. But just to explain something sometimes you just don't have to install anything. You can just use the command locate, and as you can see, it just says that we don't have locate, so let's just install that, then plocate, and it'll be very useful, as we will be spending time to locating installed packages, text files, or anything like that. And always, before you want to locate, it's always good to update DB, update the database, and then you can just do something like locate Apache 2. And it says that there is a few Apache 2s somewhere, but I'm just going to try to install it just to be sure that we have it. You can see that we don't have it actually. So let's just install this server here, and we will be hosting it, of course. I'm just trying to do this here because you can do all of this stuff through the secure shell as well, but so just so you can learn. So as you can see, if I were to go and check right now the status of the Apache servers, systemctl status Apache 2, you can see that it's actually running and everything is fine. And if I were to try right now to check, let me see, is that even working? If I were to try, let's try to do this. Sorry, one sec. Firefox here. We have the IP address here, which is let's try that one IP address, 192.168.0. It's 083. If you run it, you see that we have our Apache page, the default page from the Apache, which we can, by the way, also check it from the server as well, where it is located, and we can also modify it or whatever. We can do all of that stuff. So you can see we can access it here. So getting back to our server, you might be wondering, where is this HTML file? Well, you can pretty much find it if you just search index.html. That's usually the name of the HTML files. So if I had to do locate index.html, you see there's a bunch of them here, but the one of them probably says what exactly. It doesn't say anything here. It's not saying it. That's weird. I'm not sure why. No, it is. No, it's not. That's weird. Really, that's really weird actually. I know for a fact that if you were to locate this, it's not doing it. No, I think I forgot to update. Yeah, that's why. Exactly. Always you need to do that. If we do the index.html again, there we go. You see, we have var www html index. That's the one. So if I were to just go to say I want to do the cat for that one, var www html index html, you see this is exactly that same page, and to prove it's Control B, the bracket, and then you can go up and down to see. You can see it's the CSS typical stuff. It's even written here, I think. Yeah, you can see it's written like title Apache 2 Ubuntu default page. It works and all that stuff, right? So this page is right there. So that means the page works and we're sort of okay. But of course, we'll have to deal with something a little bit that will be a bit more problematic, which is the Tor. So for us to do this, we can again use the command locate to check if we have Tor installed. And Control B, the bracket, check if there's anything. We absolutely don't see anything here. I just don't see anything here. I just see packages from Python, from Bash. There's nothing here. So that means we don't have Tor at all. So what we can do is we can just go apt install Tor. So we will install Tor right now. And let's see if it's actually is it gonna work, or is it something gonna happen with my internet because of what exactly? firewall, maybe, perhaps? Let me just check.